I'm like her. I get talking about Jesus and I get excited.
Amen.
Amen.
Praise God.
Now I got me a second breath. Y'all better watch out now.
Thank you, Jesus. The anointing. Hallelujah.
Well, I said this to one of my best friends today, Denise. Been a really close friend of mine from the church. And she would have come with me tonight, but our church started having Sunday night service tonight. It was the first night. And she plays in the praise band, so she had to play.
Yeah.
She had a commitment. If I had let her know in advance that it wasn't that far, because she can't travel that far, she would have come. But I told her, I said, the main reason, maybe not the main reason, but one of the reasons why I did not cancel this service tonight is because every step that I take up here tonight, I'm stepping on the devil's head.
Amen. Amen.
Amen?
Amen.
Every step.
Amen.
Because he thought he was going to snuff me out.
That's right. Amen.
You never know unless you live through a life-altering event how it feels to think that your life could have been taken in a split second. And that's why we need to be ready to go at any time.
Yes.
Because you don't know what's going to happen when we walk out these doors.
Amen.
We have to be ready.
Amen.
And all my life, I've never been afraid of dying. But I tell you, when I had that wreck, now I've come close to death before, but this was a little bit closer.
Yes.
And this was unexpected. But I want you to know that I got scared. And it wasn't really because I wasn't ready to go. But I didn't want to go. Because I'm like, oh, wait a minute, Lord, I'm out here doing your work. I don't think you're done with me yet. But I was shaking.
Yes.
You know, I had to go sit down on the grass because I got hurt.
Yeah.
And immediately when I got out of my car, all this bruising came from one spot that felt like somebody was sticking 2 or 3 knuckles out down here at the very bottom of where I've got a lot of mesh where I've had surgeries. And so it was sticking out when I went to the hospital. And as the next day came on, then that's when it spread all out. And they said they thought it was just all the blood rushed to one place.
Yeah.
But you know what? It could have busted me open.
Yes.
That mesh could have torn, but it did not.
Praise God. Praise God. Thank you, Jesus. Hallelujah.
And I stood there, and I was so in shock of what just happened to me. And the only thing I could say when the 2 cars collided was, oh God.
Yeah.
That's all I could say. The airbag hit me in the face. I said, oh God. I was trying to get out of the car, undo the seat belt and everything, and my GPS had fell off into the floor, and it kept saying, make a U-turn. Make a U-turn. Make a U-turn. And I couldn't find it. It was down in the floor somewhere. Make a U-turn. And I'm sitting there trying to get out of the car. And all I could do was say, oh God, oh God, oh God. I got out and the woman started cussing me up one side and down the other. And I kept on saying, oh God, oh God, oh God, oh God. And she really did. She told me it was, she called some people. She said this was a black woman. She said, this white man has run into me. What is that? I didn't even see the car, much less the woman. The only time I saw her was when she got out of the car. Didn't see the car. So I'm like, that's not a racist thing. And then she ricocheted into another vehicle. And that man was black as well. And he come over there and he said, don't pay no attention to what she's saying. She's upset. And let me tell you something. I'm telling you this for a purpose. A few days after the wreck, I talked to her on the phone. Now, see, this is where the testimony comes in.
Yes.
The real testimony.
Amen.
I talked to her on the phone, and she said, I believe that this wreck was a wake-up call for me. And I said, well, why would you say that? You know, and she's all nice and calm and everything. You know, an accident's an accident.
Yes.
She said, well, my husband was murdered a year ago,
Oh, no.
and I have 4 kids. And she said, I have strayed from God, and I have stopped going to church. And she said, I believe that this accident was God's way of trying to get my attention and wake me up. And I paused for a second, because see, at the wreck, I didn't have any conversation with her whatsoever. It was all the other people that was coming around that I was telling who I was, and the police. And I was on the phone, and I said, I have to tell you something. And she said, what is that? I said, I'm a minister. She said, what? I said, I'm a minister. I'm out here doing ministry for God. I'm one of God's anointed ones. And I collided with you. And I want you to know, she said, oh my God. I know beyond a shadow of a doubt that God used this situation for us to meet.
Yes.
And I had an opportunity. I had an opportunity to tell this girl that she needed to get back in church, and she needed to dedicate her life back to the Lord. And let's move on beyond this accident, and let's let the devil not have the glory, but let God have the glory. And she's like, I want to meet you sometime. We could sit down and have lunch or something. And I said, I would love to do that, but we didn't end up doing it because, you know, I had to get back home from Cincinnati. But that is the testimony.
Yes.
That is where God will take a negative and turn it into a positive. You know, God doesn't cause bad things to happen to us. I do not believe that. But God can take that bad thing and turn it around. And that's exactly what He did. That girl got her a wake-up call, and I really believe in my heart that today she was in church.
Yes. Thank you,
I really believe that. And I've got her number, and I'm going to keep in touch with her.
Yes.
Because God wants me to.
Yes.
But that, people on the internet,
Yes.
is the testimony.
Yes.
It's not about Ray Vester, but it's about the Almighty God. It's all about God.
Praise God. Hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus. Praise
I'm not going to edit that part out.
Oh, amen. Praise
But that's
God.
the testimony.
Amen.
Thank you, Jesus.
Yes.
That in the midst of that terrible accident, God was able to use me still.
Amen.
Still.
Amen. Amen.
When the devil thought he had won.
Amen. Come on. Come on.
I'm stomping on his head. He did not. He did not win.
Hallelujah. Praise God. Hallelujah.
He did not win.
Yes. Yes, Lord.
I'm so glad that I know, that I know,
Yes.
that I know
Yes. Yes.
that Jesus is my Lord.
Yes.
And there ain't nothing or nobody
Yes.
that can take that from me.
Amen. Amen.
People will try to take it from you.
Yes.
They'll try to judge you and tell you you can do this and you can't do that, and you can't do this and you can't do that, and you can't be a... Listen, when I received Jesus and confessed with my mouth
Yes.
that He was Lord of my life, I didn't have to ask nobody else.
Amen. Me either, brother.
And I don't care what anybody says to me. They may not like the fact that I wear earrings. They may not like the fact that I wear jewelry or whatever. I don't care. Because you know what? There's nothing that anybody here can say I'm not talking about this church. But there's nothing nobody can say to me that can take away my salvation.
Amen. Amen.
It ain't going to happen. The only way that you can lose your salvation is to give it up to somebody. Let them beat you over the head. And you say, well, yeah, maybe I need to pray. See, that's what the devil wants us to do. He wants us to give up. And I ain't giving up.
Amen.
My mama was a hard-headed somebody. Little old 5-foot tall woman, and she fought death to the bitter end.
Amen.
She wasn't dying from colon cancer. She was living.
Yes.
And she lived 5.5 years from her first surgery, and they told us she may live 6 months. So I got a little bit of that hard-headedness in me. Plus I got the same Jesus in me that my mother had in her.
Yes.
And God honored her faith. And I'm telling you right now that all those years she never said one thing negative. She said, I am living and I am healed. She never gave in to what the devil wanted her to do. She lived for Jesus.
Amen.
So that's twofold I got from her. I got the hard-headedness from her, and I got the knowing Jesus from her too. Because it was my mama that taught me about Jesus.
Yes.
It was my mama.
Yes. Hallelujah.
My daddy didn't go to church when I was young. It was my mama
Yes.
that taught us and took us to Sunday school.
Come on. Praise God.
Amen. I might not get much else on that video, but that'll be enough.
Amen.
Because you know what? That's some good stuff.
It is. Praise God. Hallelujah.
I mean every word I say to. I do not say things I do not mean. I don't play when it comes to my salvation.
Amen. Amen.
I joke and carry on and act a fool sometimes. But I do not joke about Jesus.
That's right. Amen.
Oh my God, delivers again. Standing there at the Red Sea, God's people began to complain. Soon Pharaoh and his mighty army would come and take us in bondage again. Stand still and see the salvation of the Lord. Moses cried. Then I parted the waters and they crossed to the other side. We'll never bow to your idols, the three Hebrew children proclaimed. So the king gave the command, throw them into the flame. The king said, did we not cast 3 men into the furnace bound? I see 4 men loose in the fire. They're unhurt and they're walking around. God delivers again. Oh my God delivers again. Just when things look hopeless, Jesus reaches out his hand. Woo.
Praise you, Father.
Let me catch my breath. I don't know if I'm going to even go to the piano tonight. Sometimes the Lord don't leave me over there.
Yes, praise God.
I can play, but you know I have to do what God's leading me to do.
Amen.
Yes,
Amen.
praise God.
Amen. Bless him, Lord. Bless him, Lord. Hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. God be the
Okay,
glory.
Lord.
Thank you,
To God be the glory. Hallelujah.
This is one of my favorite songs
Yes, Lord.
on the new CD. And I didn't find out until after I had recorded it that it really is not a new song. This song was wrote back in the 70s.
No.
And Karen Peck and New River
Oh.
recorded it. And they brought it into the new millennium. And I just always loved this song. And so when I decided I was going to do a CD with mostly stuff I didn't write, because normally I do most of my own stuff, but I had to take a break from that. But this song right here, whew, I should have brought my little stool to sit down.
There's a stool right over there.
Where is that?
Right there.
Yeah.
Where the piano is.
praise God.
I want to take my time on this one.
Amen.
I hope I got enough time on my video, because this is a good song.
Amen.
I know I have posted it before, but I ain't posted it where I sang it here.
Yes, thank you.
Amen?
Amen. Come on.
That's why I post the same song sometime, because I'm at a different place.
Uh-huh.
Thank you, Jesus.
The news came to Jesus. Please come fast. Lazarus is sick, and without your help, he will not last. Mary and Martha, hallelujah, watched their brother die. They waited for Jesus, he did not come, and they wondered why. The death watch was over, buried for days. Somebody said he'll soon be here, the Lord's on his way. Martha ran to him, and then she cried, Lord, if you had been here, you could have healed him, and he'd still be alive. But you're 4 days late,
Oh, Jesus.
and all is gone. Lord, you don't understand why you waited so long. But his way is God's way, not yours or mine. Isn't it great? He's 4 days late, but he's still on time. Jesus said, Martha, show me the grave. But she said, Lord, you don't understand. He's been there 4 days. The gravestone was rolled back. Jesus cried, Lazarus, come forth. And somebody said, he's alive, he's alive, he's alive. You may be fighting a battle of fear, You've cried to the Lord, I need you now, but He has not appeared. Friend, don't be discouraged, 'cause He's still the same. He'll still be here, He'll roll back the storm, and He'll call out your name. But He's 4 days late, and all hope is gone. Lord, we don't understand why you waited so long, but His way is God's way, not yours or mine. Isn't it great? He's 4 days late, but still on time. Isn't it great? He's 4 days late and still on time.
Yes, hallelujah. Thank you.
Hallelujah, hallelujah,
Praise
hallelujah.
God. Hallelujah.
Thank you,
Amen.
Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Praise God.
Praise
That makes me want to run. That makes me want to run.
Praise you, Lord.
I had knee replacement surgery this year,
Oh, bless you.
February the 17th.
Wow.
I ain't supposed to be able to run.
That was a lie.
But I can. What a miracle that was, that God brought me through that thing so awesome that the doctors and everybody that had anything to do with me didn't understand. They just said it's a miracle.
Amen.
Praise God. He's in a miracle working business.
That's right, and I had that wreck and my knee's still fine.